Okay, so what we have planned out is we'll be improving our coding skills, okay, and we'll be improving your coding skills by discussing certain examples, okay. So what we'll do is to make it a little bit interesting, I'll be introducing you the C++ constructs out over here. For example, in case of printf, I can use the cout. In case of scanf, I can use cin out over there. Why I plan to basically introduce this small concept when I'm taking the revision for all these topics is, if you go to any of the websites and do any programming practice, or if you participate in any of the coding event out over there, the normal trend which has been seen is you normally get an object-oriented programming language such as C++, Java, or you could say Python or something like that. Okay, so with that kind of an approach, and since we have got at least holidays till April, till May 3, I thought of introducing you all these programs in C++ out over there. In the class, I'll be discussing certain programs in C++. Okay, you have to write them in C out over there. So that will be a revision kind of a thing. We'll be solving the program together. Okay, and instead of C out and C in, you'll be using the printf and scanf. Okay, so how basically we are going to use these particular sessions. The sessions will be held on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. We'll be discussing the control operators and loops. Okay, in one complete particular session we'll be discussing this. Then we'll be going for arrays, then function, searching and sorting, character array, recursion, pointers, dynamic allocation. Okay, since recursion is a very important topic, we are going to have a test on it. Then I'll be teaching you something called as a vectors, which is exclusively available in C++, and that is going to help you a lot about the coding competitions or any coding examples which you want to do it in C++, because it introduces us the concept of an STL out over there. Okay, so how you are going to do it out over there is you can open any of the C++ compilers, or you can just make a note of it. Later on you can practice it on the C++ compiler. Okay, so I'm going to start. Okay, not this. I'm going to start with the C++ compiler. One moment. Yeah. Okay, so there's not much difference between C and C++ out over there initially, at least. Okay, so how we can write a program out over there? If you want to display a message on the screen, okay, you have to say cout less than hello world out over there. Now this is a string which you want to display. Okay, so we have got something called as a cout. Okay, a cout object we call it as. So this particular hello world is given to cout using which operator? Less than symbol. So you will ask me, where is this cout? The cout is available in this particular namespace called as std, and this std is available in the header file called as iostream. In the header file called as iostream. If you take a C into consideration, it will be printf and there will be stdio.h. That's it. No namespace or nothing like that. Okay. So kindly remember, if I want to display a message in C++, we have to say hello world. Okay. Insert it into cout. Cout is available in std. Std is available in iostream. So kindly note, our program has got a C++ extension, that is CPP. That is CPP. So when you run the program, you see a hello world on the screen over here, which I hope you're in a position to see it. If I want to take a cursor on the next line, I will have to use a endl. Okay, less than welcome to coding. Okay, if you want, you can take the cursor on the next line by using \n also. Session. What it means, give hello world to cout, then endl give it to cout so that the cursor comes on the next line. Then welcome to coding is given to cout. Okay, Then backslash n is given to cout, so that cursor comes on the next line, and then we see the output called as session. Each and every line is terminated with the semicolon. Return 0 indicates the end of the particular program. Kindly note that this cout, this endl, okay, is available in a namespace called as std, which is available in iostream, So let me run it. So we get hello world, welcome to coding and session. Kindly note, endl takes the cursor on the next line, backslash and also takes the cursor on the next line. Okay. So you may have got slightly confused, why I had to write this. So let's remove it. Let's remove this namespace. Namespace is something like a container in which that particular object resides. If you don't want to use something called as a namespace, then we have to explicitly write something like this. std : cout std : \n and so on. So every time I have to write a cout and cin, I will have to give the std. Okay, for example, on the next line, again, if I have to use cout, again, I will have to give coding is fun and mandatory. Okay, if I want to use end line, then also I have to give something called as end line. Okay, so it becomes very tedious in the sense that every time we have to use a cout, we have to precede it with std. Similarly for endl, we will have to precede it with std. So what we do is we say using name is std. So in this std, you can see a cout and endl and a cin. Cin used to accept the data from the user. Okay. No need to precede each and every endl and cout with std out over there. Okay. And to take the cursor on the next line, we could use backslash n. Let's see whether it runs or not. So hello world, take the cursor on the next line. Welcome to coding, backslash n, session. Then coding is fun and mandatory, endl. So what we learned in the very simple program is we need a header file called as iostream. We use a namespace called as std. Okay, then we use cout and cin. Okay, I hope you understand this. Okay. Okay, how do I run a simple program, C++ program out over there? In case of C, what I'll have to do, stdio.h, no need of this. You'll simply say printf, but printf will require, in case of an array, %s out over there. So here we don't need any format specifier. So that's the advantage of C++. Okay. 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 So let's start with our revision. Okay. So what does the question say is, question is something like this. Write a program that takes a character as an input and prints 1, 0 or -1. Write a program that takes a character as an input and prints either 1, 0 or -1. And the rules are, if it is 1, it is a character, uppercase. If it is 0, it's a lowercase alphabet. And it should be printing -1 if it is not an alphabet. Okay, are you with me? Capital A to Z, it should give me 1. Lowercase a to z, it should give me 0. And if the character is not an alphabet, it should give me -1. So I'm giving you 2 minutes out over there. Quickly write the program in C. I want you to write. No need of writing hash include or something like that. Just write a piece of code which will take care of these 3 conditions. Okay, uppercase alphabet, lowercase alphabet or -1. In 2 minutes, I'll be starting discussion of this particular program. Okay. So I'm giving you 2 minutes to write the program in the notebook. Okay, so point number one, let's see how we can write our code. So write a program that takes a character as an input. So same as C, I declare a variable called as character. Okay. So in case of C, you will use scanf %C ampersand ch. So here what I do, I use a cin. How do I use a cin? Cin greater than ch. It means take the data from the keyboard and place it in ch. Take the data from the keyboard and place it in ch. Take the data from the keyboard and place it in ch. Okay. How do I check out for the uppercase? The question says it should display 1 if it is a capital alphabet. Yes or no? So is it a capital? The ASCII value stand from 65 to 90. If CH is greater than equal to 65 and CH is less than equal to 90, it should display 1. It should display 1. Else what it says? If it is lowercase a to z. For lowercase a to z, it is from 97 to 122. It is from 97 to 122. You may ask me that this is a character over here. How I'm in a position to use this 65, 90, 97 and 122? Because character data internally are represented using nothing but a number associated with them. Okay, which is called a ASCII value. It is called a ASCII value. So if it is a lowercase alphabet, it should display 0. Otherwise, what it says, it should display -1. It should display -1. So this takes care of the uppercase. This takes care of the lowercase. Else, simply what you have to do, you have to display -1. So kindly note, only one of the possible condition will be true, either uppercase or lowercase, or it is not an alphabet. So how do I do it? Cout less than -1, Cout less than 0, Cout less than -1, and return 0 indicates the end of the program. Cin and cout are available in which namespace? They are available in std namespace. So let me run this and let's enter 1. Okay, it is not a uppercase. No, it's not uppercase alphabet. It's not a lowercase alphabet. What should happen? It's a digit. Yes or no? So first condition is false, not an uppercase. Second condition is false, not a lowercase alphabet. Hence it should display only -1. Hence it should display only -1. Okay. So this was the first program. Kindly note, you please write the program in Cout over there so that it becomes comfortable for you. I'm just making things little bit interesting by giving you the solution in C++. Sum of even numbers till n. Okay, what it says, given a number n, print sum of all the numbers from 1 to n. Okay, so let me copy this. Let me given a number n. So what you have to do? You have to declare a variable called as n. What is the next step? Accept the data. Given a number n, print sum of all the even numbers from 1 to n. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than equal to n, because it's inclusive. I plus plus. Rest of the constructs will be the same. There won't be any change in this. Okay. I is equal to 0, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. Now what it says, we want to find the sum of even numbers, yes or no? So since we want to find the sum, let's declare the variable sum, and if from 1 it says, so I'll have to change it to 1. I'll have to put a semicolon. Okay, if I percentage 2 equal to 0, then what we should do? You should say sum plus equal to I. Okay, because the question says given a number n, print sum of all the even numbers from 1 to n. So you should keep on adding the value of I. Whenever the remainder is 0, it indicates that it's an even number. Okay, and then you should print out the value. Okay, so let me do the dry run of this. Let me run this. Let's type the number as what it says. Sum was not declared. Sum. Let's declare the number as 10. So sum of the even numbers will be the sum of 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 and 10. It should give me the value as 30. It should give me the value as 30. Can I drop this braces? What do you think? Can I do this so that I can save the 2 lines? What is your call? Can I do that? Sum is associated with if is associated with for. So my question to you, the first question is, can I drop the bracket so that I can conserve the 2 lines? Let's try to run it and check it. Yes, we can do it. So whenever you get an opportunity, try to reduce the number of lines. Okay, try to reduce the number of lines. Okay. No, the next question that is asking is the Fahrenheit to Celsius table. Given the 3 values, Fahrenheit start value, end value, and the step size, what you have to do, you need to convert all the Fahrenheit values from start to end at the gap of W. That means this is the step size, this is the end value, and this is the start value. For example, if the start value is 10, and if the end value is 200, and if the step value is 20, then what it should do? It should start with 10, end with 200 at the gap of 20. That means 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 50, and so on. It should display me that particular table. And it should be for Fahrenheit to Celsius. It should be for Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay. So I'll give you the boilerplate code. The boilerplate code is something like there are 3 variables: start, end, and step. I need to accept the 3 values. So in our case, 10 will be the start value, 200 will be the end value, and step value will be 20. So I want you to write a loop, only write that particular loop, okay, which will give me the corresponding centigrade value, the corresponding centigrade value, because these are all the Fahrenheit values. Okay, so giving you 2 minutes, think about it. Okay. Okay, so what I did, while start less than equal to end, okay, so declared a Celsius variable, start minus 32 into 5 upon 9. So this multiplication will be done first with the start minus 32, and then divided by 9 will take place. And then just for having a simple formatting, what I did, I put a backslash t. Backslash t stands for a tab out over there. It displays start, it displays the Celsius, it displays the start, and it displays the Celsius temperature. Okay, and then what I do, I increment the value of start by step, which is accepted over here. Start, end, and step. Okay, don't make it as endl. Endl is already predefined, so I have to make it as end. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, let's take the same value 10, 200, and 20. So what is the starting value? Fahrenheit will be 10. Then what is the end value? 200. And what is the step value? 20. So let me drag this output window. So 10 is the start value, 200 is the ending value, and 20 is a jump. So when it is 10 degrees Fahrenheit, it will be minus 12 degree Celsius. And correspondingly, when it is 190 degree Fahrenheit, it will be 87 degree Celsius. It will be 87 degree Celsius. Okay. I hope this is just the basics. Okay, I'm just making you comfortable with how to use cout, cin, and namespace. The only one concept which you may not have understood is this particular concept. Okay, why C++ introduced something called as a namespace. It is there in Java, which we call it as package, and in C++ we call it as a namespace. Okay, it is basically to use a name clashing, we call it as. Whenever we are working on a project, okay, there may be around 20 to 50 programmers, there may be around 100 to 200 functions at the minimum at one particular location. So whenever you are developing such a big project out over there, we split the code into the various namespace, so that in case two programmers have written the same function, it shouldn't be clashing. It shouldn't be clashing. Assume that something like this a developer is doing. Okay, your stream, and namespace, let's call it as development zone 1. Okay, in the development zone 1, which is at Pune, I have a function. Let's call the function as f. You already know the functions. Okay, the concept is same, and I'm displaying the message hello from F in development center 1. Okay, and let's put an endl over here, and we end this particular namespace. Okay, now somewhere namespace development 2 in Chennai, what they have done, they have also written a code, but since they also have written a code with the same function f, but always they take care that they put it in their own namespace. So let's have the namespace as developer. Okay, and then I will say hello from F in development zone 2, which is in Chennai. The first one is in Pune. Okay, so they have written the same function, so no need to discuss something that we'll be using this function, you'll be using this function, and so on. So now right at the top, let me use using namespace std. Okay, then I say in main. Okay, I use a function called as f. hash include using namespace 1 ending, namespace development 2 ending, then int main f and return 0. So kindly have a look at the program. Hash include IOStream, okay, using namespace std. This is something additional. We wrote namespace 1, namespace 2, both are having the same function, and I'm trying to call a function f. I'm trying to call a function f. Go through it. Hash include IOStream using namespace std. This is a namespace development 1. This is a namespace development 2. Both of them have got the same function void f, in which I say hello from f, hello from f in development zone 1, in development zone 2. I say int main. I try to make a call to f. So when I run the program, it says I can't understand what is f. Obviously, it doesn't know what is f. Why? Because f is available in development 1 as well as development 2. So what I do, I say using namespace development underscore 1. Okay, I do that. See, this was the namespace std provided by the compiler, in which cout, cin, and endl is there. Okay, now you have written your own namespace out over there. So I'm saying using namespace development 1. Now I'm saying call the function f. Let's see what happens when I run this. F is not declared in the scope. Using namespace development 1. Let me remove this and let me proceed it with this particular call, dev underscore 1 colon f. So I get hello from f in development 1. So normally what happens is, if you are using a different namespace out over there and you want to make a call to that particular function, I will have to say development 1 colon f. I can't use using namespace development 1 using namespace development 2, because in that case what will happen, it will not know whether to make a call to this particular function from development 2 or to this particular function in development 1. Okay, now in case I want to make a call to that particular function, I will say development 2 function. Okay, development 2 colon function. Now I can make a call to both the function hello from f in development 1, hello from f in development 2. Okay, so normally in a production environment, what we do, we don't write the function directly, we write it in a particular proper namespace, so that whenever we are making a call to it, we should make a call to that particular function with that particular namespace. Similarly, if I want to make a call to cout, I can do it by saying std colon cout. So namespace, if I haven't written namespace and if there are two functions having the same name, then it would have given me an error. So to avoid this kind of an errors in the production environment, we use something called as a namespace. I hope this particular concept is clear to you. Okay, because in a software we could have multiple namespace, around 100 namespace. This 100 namespace could have 100 functions and so on out over there, and it becomes very difficult to keep a track of the names. There could be different namespace using the same function name, and if that is the case, we have to explicitly write make a call to this particular function in that particular namespace. Okay, that feature is not available in C. Okay, I hope the concept of a namespace is clear to you. Okay. kindly note that this is a revision lecture in which I'll be concentrating mostly on your printf, scanf, if, else and loop. Okay, so I want you to write all these programs in C out over there. Okay, taking this particular revision class in C would be repetitive, so I'm introducing you some new concept so that it will be helpful for you during the course of your second year, that you should be solving all these examples with the C++ features such as the STL, vectors and all these things. So this is a revision plus additional knowledge of C++, so to help you move fast in the coding, fast track coding we call it as. Write a program to input an integer n and print the sum of all the even digits and sum of all the odd digits separately. So if I write an integer as 13245, what it should do, it should give me the sum of all the even digits such as 2 and 4 and all the odd digit as 1, 3 and 5. Quickly just write down the logic part in your notebook and keep it ready with you. This document is going to be shared on the chalkpad out over there. Okay, this document which I have taken will be shared with you. You just concentrate on the logic building part of it. I hope you must have done it. So step one, declare a number, accept a number. Okay, that number could be anything. If I enter the number as 1, 2, 3, then what it should give me the sum of even number as 2 and odd number as 1 plus 3. So declare two variable, even sum and odd sum. Okay. Kindly note, see, whenever under best practices, whenever you are declaring a variable, it should be meaningful. Okay. In the production code, your variable should be camel case. Camel case means if the variable is having more than one word, point number one, from the second word onward, the first character should be capital. Simply don't give the number sum as E and O. Okay, that kind of a naming convention is not allowed in the production development. So kindly make a habit of giving a meaningful name to the variable, because you write a program, 10 different people will be having a look at that particular code to check whether the code you have written is having the industry standard or not. Okay, so those particular term you should clearly implement it in the code. No one should be in a position to tell you, you should know this, you should do it. So declaring the variable even sum and odd sum, initialize it to 0. Okay, whenever you are writing a while loop, okay, After the while loop, immediately give a space and then put a brace over here. Then put a brace over here. Okay. And this ending brace should be exactly below this particular while loop. Then I said int last is equal to num percentage 10. Now this is actually not a best practice. You could have declared the variable over here, because every time what will happen, you will have to declare this particular variable. So this int last shouldn't be here, it should be only last, and the variable should be declared over here. Okay, last is equal to num percentage 10. Okay, or you can say the last remainder out over there. Last remainder is equal to num percentage 10. If last percentage 2 equal to 0, then even sum plus equal to last. See, for understanding this is very easy. Okay, for understanding this is very easy. Okay, but in real life what we do, we normally place it this code over here. Okay, and this code over here, indicating that if this is the true, then you should execute even sum plus equal to last. Otherwise you execute this particular line. Okay, so assume that I have entered the number as 1 to 3. Take 1 to 3. Is it greater than 0? Yes. Take a last 1 to 3 divided by 10. What's the remainder out over there? 3. When you divide 3 by 2, is the number equal to 0? No. Then what should happen? This particular remainder should be added to odd sum. Okay. So the odd sum should be, that particular last value should be added out over there, which is 3. Num is equal to num divided by 10. 123 divided by 10 should give me 12. Is it 12 greater than 0? Yes. 12 divided by 10 should be 2. When you divide 2 by 2, is the remainder 0? Yes. That 2 should be added to even sum. Num is equal to num divided by 10 is 1. Is 1 greater than 10? Yes. When you divide 1 by 10, is the remainder 0? No. So what should happen? So this last percentage 2 should be false. Whatever was the odd sum, that is 3, 1 should be added to it so that it is 4. Next time it is 0. So it will come out and print out even sum and odd sum. So kindly see that to implement or inculcate these habits in your code. Okay, 2 and 4. All these examples have been discussed in the class. Okay, so this is just a quick recap of what we have done. I want you to solve these examples without looking into your notebook. Okay, just understand this and try to implement it. You're free to implement it in C++ or C. Find the power of a number. Write a program to find x to the power of n. For example, if I give 3 and 4, then what it should do? 3 raised to 4, answer should be 10. You shouldn't be using any predefined function. You should be using a loop and doing it. This can be done in the recursion. It will be discussed in the recursion topic out over there. But right now, remember that you have to do it using a loop, giving it 2 minutes exactly to write only the loop part of it. X and N are given to you, data is accepted, answer is 1. You could also call it as a product. Okay, and you should be in a position to write a code. Okay, so you must have written it in C out over there. The answer is very simple. Okay, so what I did, I declared x and n. X and n were the variable given to you. That's why I'm using it. Otherwise, you shouldn't use it. Answer is not a meaningful name. So what I wanted, I could have given. Okay, let's stick to answer. While n greater than 0, see how I use the brace over here. Answer star equal to x. Answer shouldn't be initialized to 0, it should be initialized to 1, otherwise the answer will be wrong. N minus minus and the closing brace out over here, and I display the answer out over here. Return 0. Okay, so let's try to run it with 3 and 4. So in this case, what is x? 3. What is n? 4. So when this loop, till how many times the loop should be running? While n greater than 0. What is n in this case? It is 4. Is 4 greater than 0? Yes. What is the answer out over there? Answer is initially is 1. 1 into x. So what is x? X is 3. So 1 into 3 should be 3. Then n minus minus is 3. Is 3 greater than 0? Yes. What should be answer now? Answer should be equal to, again multiplied by 3, and so on it will work. So 3 into 3, 9, 9 into 3, 27, 27 into 3 should give me 81. That's how it is working. Hence we need to initialize it with 1. For some it is 0, for 3 raised to 4 it is initialized to 1. Let's do the run of it. So instead of 3 4 I gave 2 4. The answer is 16. Yes, it does work. Kindly note, the document will have all the programs which are discussed, plus it will have a link from where you can download the necessary software. Okay, that software will allow you to run a C as well as C++ program. Okay, in case you have the abundant internet available, you can say you can use C++ online compiler. There you can type it out and run the program. Okay, Turbo C shouldn't be used. Kindly note, those who are having C and C++ from the 12th standard, 11th standard, they are using the older version of it, which is not at all used in the industry. It is dead, so don't practice that on Turbo C if you are having the Turbo C, because there we don't have these modern concepts out over there. Okay. Now you must have been knowing the Fibonacci numbers, right? So now you have been given the task to display the nth Fibonacci number, and we know that the Fibonacci number term is calculated as Fn is equal to Fn minus 1 plus Fn minus 2. Okay, Fibonacci nth term can be found out as a sum of n minus 1 plus Fn minus 2. So point number 1, included the necessary header file and the namespace, declared the variable n, accepted the value for n. The first two terms, okay, is 0 and 1. Okay, I don't like this variable name as a, b and c. Okay, so whatever I taught you, kindly give the meaningful name to it. Okay, write the meaningful name to it, and you can then share your code on the Google Classroom to check whether you are in a position to use a meaningful name for the variable or not. See, kindly, for the illustration I use a, b and c. That shouldn't be the case, because it doesn't give me any meaning to it. Okay, so you write the code out over there and you can share it on the Google Classroom out over there. So give meaningful name to this. Okay, and complete this particular program. The solution is already in front of you. Already know the sum of the previous number has to be found out, then a is equal to b and b is equal to c, and then you have to display the final term, that is a out over there. That is very clear to you, but I want you to give a meaningful name and run the program, giving you only 2 minutes to complete this activity. So let me run this. Okay, so the first term of the Fibonacci is 0. The next term is 1. The sum of the next two term will be 1. 1 plus 1 will be 2. Yes or no? 2 plus 1 will be 3. 3 plus 2 will be 5. Okay, so that's how it is giving me the answer as 5. Start with 0. The first term is 0. The second is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So that will give me the nth Fibonacci number. Kindly run it. Okay, give the meaningful name, keep it ready with you. I don't think any explanation is required for the Fibonacci sequence because you must have already done it, some of the previous two numbers. Only when we start a difficult part, I'll be explaining the programs in detail. Okay. So slowly we are going towards a loop out over there, all the prime numbers. Given an integer n, print all the prime numbers that is in the range 2 to n, both inclusive. Print the prime numbers on a different line. Okay. Input format will be integer n, output format will be the prime numbers on a different line. For example, if the sample input is 9, you should get the sample output is 2357. You should get the sample output as 2357. Okay, so first step, include the header file, accept the values n, 2 to n. Okay, so accepted a number. That number could be anything. If for example that number is 100, that means you should start from 2 to 100. Yes or no? Okay, after this you are supposed to write a logic that will check whether that number is a prime number or not. For example, if I enter the number as 9, we should start from number as 2, it says. Okay, then we should check out how many are the prime number. 2 is a prime number, 3, 4 is not a prime number, 5, 6 is not a prime number, 7, 8, 9. I want you to write another logic out over here which will determine whether that number is a prime number or not. In short, I want you to check whether this particular I is a prime number or not, because it is running from 2 to n. Again, giving you only 2 minutes to figure it out. Okay, so what I was expecting from you was something like this. Now in C++, we have got something called as a Boolean variable out over there which stores true and false. In case of C, what we do? We use an integer variable, and where there we take a 1 as a true value, 0 as a false value. But here explicitly what it has given us, it has given us true or false out over there. Okay, so let's check out, let's do the dry run of this. Okay, since there are some new terms involved over here. So let's assume the 9 is the sample test case I have entered, that is 9. You have to now display all the prime numbers from 2 to n, which is 9. So I start from here, I is equal to 2, I less than equal to n, which is 9. I enter, see the brace, use of braces over here. Then I declare a variable. See how the variable is declared, is prime. That means is prime means whether it will be true or false. So give a meaningful name. I've initialized it with true. Done. Now j will be equal to 2. J less than I less than equal to 2. Okay. So what is the value of j? 2. Is it less than equal to I upon 2? What is I? 2. 2 upon 2 is 1. Is this condition true? No. Since this condition is true, what will happen? This will not be executed, right? See, this is the for loop, this is the inner for loop. So this won't be executed. Control will come over here. If is prime means what? It will check whether the condition is true or not. Is it true? Yes, it is true. Why it is true? Because at line number this 211, I have said is prime equal to true. Is prime equal to true I have given. So what should happen? This is something like writing if is prime equal to true, then display the value. So 2 is displayed. Take the cursor on the next line. This is the end of this particular for loop. Yes or no? So the control will come over here. What is the value of 5? 3. Is 3 less than equal to 9? Yes. What is prime? True. See, kindly note, this is assignment statement. Okay. What is j? 2. What is I? 3. When you divide 3 by 2 is what we get? We get 1. Is 2 less than equal to 1? No. So what will happen? This will be skipped. Is prime equal to true? Yes, 3 will be displayed. Then control will come back. What is I plus plus? 4. Yes or no? Is 4 less than equal to 9? Yes. What is prime? True. What is j? 2. What is j? 2. What is I? 4. When you divide 4 by 2, what we get? 2. Is 2 less than equal to 2? Yes. When you divide 2 by 2, is the remainder 0? Yes. So is prime will now be false. Since is prime is false, what I do? There is no point in proceeding further. So I break. So what will break do? Break will take me out of this particular for loop. It comes over here. What is prime? Is prime is false. Is it equal to true? No. So 4 won't be displayed. Then 5 will be displayed. 6 will not be displayed. Then 7 will be displayed. 8 and 9 will be skipped. Is it clear? Understood? So just check that in case of C++, we have Boolean. If it was C program, then what I do? I have to simply say int and initialize it to 1. And here it won't change. Here I will still use is prime. So you have to just change the data type. Okay. Let's take the next example. Write the program. What happened? Write the program to count and print total number of characters, lowercase English alphabets only. Okay, digits and print a total number of alphabet, that means lowercase alphabet only, and digits 0 to 9 and white spaces, that is spaces along with tab along with backslash n. The input will be accepted till we don't press a dollar sign. Okay. So if my sample input is ABC space DEF space 4 space 5 and dollar, then what should happen? It should take the input till here. Fine. It should then count the number of alphabets, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it should count number of digits. Number of digit is 4 and 5. It should give me 2. Then it should give me the number of spaces. Number of spaces is 2. So it should give me 2. So my program is supposed to accept the string till it doesn't enter dollar sign. And then it should count the number of alphabets, lowercase, digits 0 to 9 and white spaces. So here I will have to use a new function. I will have to expose you to a new function, and that is called cin.get. Okay. Cin.get will allow me to accept the data till a special character is encountered. It accepts the character one at a time. Kindly remember. Okay. So here I say while choice not equal to dollar, use the braces. Then if it is an alphabet, increment the value of C by 1. Again, not a meaningful name. So kindly give a meaningful name. Accordingly, change this particular program. If it is a digit, then digit count should be incremented by 1. If it is a space or a tab or backslash n, the number of space count should be incremented by 1. Okay, then accept the next character. It should go to the top of the loop. Is it equal to dollar sign? No. It should continue till we don't enter the dollar sign. Okay, the moment I enter the dollar sign, I should print the stats of count of alphabets, count of digits, and count of spaces. Okay, so let me just do the dry run of this. Only new thing out over here was this particular function, which is accepting the character one at a time. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, SS, space 1, space 2, space 4, space, and then dollar. Why dollar? Because my condition says while choice not equal to dollar. So when I accept a space out over there, I should get 9. Let's see. A, B, C, D, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. 9 is the number of alphabets. Then 1, 2, 1, 3, 4. 5 is the number of digits. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the number of spaces. So this program will count the number of lowercase alphabet, digits, and spaces. The spaces can handle the backslash n as well as backslash t. Write a program that asks the user for a number n and a choice c, and then give them the possibility to choose between computing the sum and computing the product of all the integers in the range 1 to n. Okay. So what it says is write a program that will ask user for a number n. Let's assume it is 10. And then the choice c. And that choice will be 1 or 2. Okay, so if I enter 1, what it should do? It should give me the sum till 1 to n. Okay, so if I give the number as 10 and 1, it means 10 stands for the number, 1 stands for the sum, c stands for 1. So I should find the sum from 1 to 10. Clear? If I enter the number as 5, okay, and if I enter it as 2, then it means what I should do? I should find the product of that particular digit, that is 1 into 2, 2 into 3, 3 into 4, 4 into 5. That kind of calculation I should be in a position to do it. My program should be in a position to handle it. Okay, let's see. So point number 1, what I need to accept the number. Let's assume it's at 10 and the choice, which could be 1, 2, or any other number. If I enter any other number, then what I should do? It should display -1. It should display -1. Clear? It should display -1. So what I have done over here, let's see. We have got a number, we have got a choice. That choice could be 1, 2, or something else. If choice is something 1, I should do the task. Else if the choice equal to 2, I should do the task. Else if the choice is not meaningful, then what it should display? It should display -1. If the choice is 1, Okay, then what we should do, we should find the sum. So declare the variable as 0. Okay, initialize num to 1 because I wanted to run that particular loop from 1 to n, that is in our case 10. I should find the sum and I should increment the num. Once this particular loop is over, I will display the sum. Perfect. If the choice is 2, then instead of sum, I declare the product as 1, num as 1. While loop will still be the same while num less than equal to n. Product is star equal to num plus plus. And once the loop is over, what I should do? I should display the product. And in case I enter anything other than that, it should display -1. So let's enter the number as 5. Let's enter the number as 1. What I should give? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Great. Let's run it again. Let's enter the number as 3. Let's enter the number as 2. So it should be 1 into 2, 2 into 3, it should be 6. Let's give the meaningful. Let's not give it 1 and 2. Let's give the number as 10. And my choice is anything other than 1 and 2. Let's give it as 3. It should give me -1. Yes, all the 3 test cases are working. All the 3 cases are working. Okay. Kindly note that to be a better coder out over there, we have to practice extremely hard. Okay, we haven't still touched the data structure point of view. For going towards a data structure, the recursion should be very strong. So kindly note, we'll be spending more time on recursion and all those particular topics which are data centric topics. Okay, will be giving very less time on this particular loops out over there. The document will be uploaded at the end of the day. Okay, the video recording again will be available by the end of the day. I want you to go through it. Okay, in case you have any doubts, kindly post it you in the WhatsApp group with the ma'am out over there, or you can load the doubt session in the Google Classroom. Okay, terms of AP. Write a program to print the first X terms of the series, and that series is 3n plus 2, which are not multiple of 4. So what it says is you have to write the program to print first X terms of the series. That series is found out as 3n plus 2. Okay, which are not multiple of 4. Which are not multiple of 4. Okay. So my sample input is 10, the sample output is 1. My sample input is 10, my sample output is 1. Okay, write a program to print the first X term of the series 3n plus 2. Okay, which are not multiple of 4. Let's check this out. Kindly go through the question. Go through this particular logic part. Kindly note, it says 3n plus 2 is a series. Okay, and which are not multiple of 4. Which are not multiple of 4. And my sample input is 10. That means I have to find 10 such terms. I have to find 10 such terms. Simple. Accept a number. So that is nothing but 10 in our case. Okay. While count less than equal to n, what is the value of count? It is 1. What is n? It is 10. So this is taking care of iterating the loop 10 number of times. Okay. Now what I do, I say num is equal to 3 into current plus 2. What is current? Current is 1, because I have to take care of each and every term and check whether it is 3n plus 2 is not a multiple of 4. So I am taking the current over here. So num is equal to 3 into current plus 2, which is 3 into 1 plus 2, which is 5. When you say 5% 4 is not equal to 0, yes, absolutely, it is not divisible by 4. So what I should do? I should display it. I should display it. Yes or no? So here I am displaying it. Okay. My count is incremented by 1. My count is incremented by 1. Okay. My current is incremented by 1. Current means the next term out over there. My current means the next term out over there. So what is the value of count over here? Count is now 2. Is 2 less than equal to n? Yes. What is number now? 3 into current. What is 3 into current? Current was incremented by 1. So now it is 3 into 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. When you divide 8 by 4, is the remainder not equal to 0? No, it is 0. So it will skip the if part. It will skip the if part. Now make the current as 3. Count is still 2. Is 2 less than equal to n? Yes. What will be number? Number will be equal to 3 into 3 into current. Okay. 3 into 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. When you divide 11 by 4, is the remainder 0? No, it is not equal to 0. So kindly display that number, which is 11. Count plus plus now will be incremented by 1. Now is our second term of 3n plus 2, which is not a multiple of 4, and so on. Kindly pay attention over here. Current is incremented continuously, but count is incremented only when that particular number is not a multiple of 4. Kindly remember this. Very good example. I want you to have a look at it. Okay. So this particular program is displaying the series 3n plus 2, which are not a multiple of 4. Which are not a multiple of 4. Is it clear? I hope so. So let's wind up our series out over there. Our first lecture in rapid coding development. Okay. Or going detail into the coding part of this particular series. This was the first lecture. It will be mainly a purely the coding based questions out over there. Okay. Once we complete this, we'll be going into the data centric part of it. Okay. I want you to write this program in C out over there. Our main purpose for this is the logic building and going into the depth of the coding by taking some good questions out over there. So this was my first lecture in that particular series. Okay. For each and every lecture out over there, I'll be uploading certain assignment, and I will also be giving you the time within which it has to be solved. If you are in a position to solve it within the stipulated time, the rating should be good. If you are not in a position to complete that particular assignment plus or minus 15, it should be fair. If you are taking it, for example, assume that I have said you should complete this assignment in 90 minutes. If you are in a position to complete it before or within 90 minutes, it is good. Plus or minus 15 minutes, it is fair. If you are taking more than that, that means you should have the pen and paper or a pencil or a paper and start writing the code again and again out over there, because this is the only time you have to improve the logic development out over there. Okay, clear? This document, along with what we are going to complete, what we are going to do it in the next week, that will be uploaded on the chalkpad. Kindly go through it. Okay. My particular document will also have the link that what software you should download so that you can start practicing the examples. That particular software can be used for writing the C as well as C++ programs. Okay. So I'll be ending my session out over there right now. Clear? Chalo.